Hi, welcome to The Truth with Tal and Isaac. I'm Tal.
I'm Isaac.
Episode number 104 coming at you today. NBA Finals, first 3-game review, PGA Live Golf, and then fictional movie characters, the people who we most want to either get into a fight with or have a beer with.
Correct. Good job.
Okay.
You did it. Only took your second try. Go
ahead. Good job. First, we need to do an official shout out and apology to all the people who listened to the last episode. Greatest movie endings. Coach Rob very clearly and painfully identified to us that we somehow missed The Sixth Sense. I don't know how we missed The Sixth Sense, but thanks, Coach Rob.
Thanks, Coach Rob. My guy. Actually, I didn't tell you this. On my way back from work, we kind of had a point of intersection, and Coach Rob and I was driving. He was getting back from work. I was getting back from work. So we stopped and talked basketball for 25 minutes, and it was just awesome. And
today?
Yeah.
Nice.
And just shout out Coach Rob.
Good. We should probably give him a present.
Yep. Okay, now you have to explain to the people the Coach Rob presence. Now you have to.
So Coach Rob's our neighbor, and he's our buddy.
My buddy.
He's my first friend, but he's the closest buddy with you now. That's okay. Anyway, so he's we do a regular route around our neighborhood where we walk the dogs and talk about stuff and throw a football around and say hi to people.
Yeah.
Coach Rob is about a block off of our regular route. Every now and then, Isaac and I collect items that we bequeath to Coach Rob and Trish.
So we like souvenirs, so garbage day when people put...
Some people call it garbage. They're treasures.
But it's an old lamp.
Great lamp.
Let's bring that to Coach Rob.
And an extension cord.
Old blinds. We'll just drop... I saw a Hot Wheels racetrack. It was broken. Drop it off on Coach Rob's doorstep. So we got to bring souvenirs to Coach Rob is the moral of the story.
Absolutely.
Okay, keep it going.
Tigers' injuries suck. They were semi-interesting, and now they get nobody on base, so they're just going to sell, and they're going to suck.
I don't care. I'm hitting up game number 11 this week.
Cheap seats.
Loving it. Good job.
Stanley Cup Finals. Go Panthers.
Yeah.
A couple of good movie watches. Spiderverse, you loved.
Spiderverse is fantastic. I liked the first one a lot. Didn't think it was the best thing ever, like a lot of people did. Watch the second one. Everyone's like, this is actually the best thing ever. And I'm kind of there with them. Fantastic. Not just a kid's movie. You got to understand, and some people don't understand that cartoon movies can be for adults too, respectfully. Like some people next to me.
Me.
Cartoon is not a genre. Animation isn't a genre. It's a different type of film. It's just a way, it's like a filter. It's just a movie. And there happened to be a little cartoony, but it's still awesome. So look, Spider-Verse, fantastic. One of the best superhero movies ever. Really good movie. Had a Ball will go again, likely.
Okay, cool. If you haven't watched Ted Lasso, watch it. It's good.
I haven't watched it.
Okay, you should watch it. So there's a little bit of conspiracy theory stuff with the Lions and Free JMO, and the Ford family's just saying, swallow it, take the suspension. Mike Borland was telling me all sorts of crazy stuff about all these conspiracies. Do you know anything about this?
I have zero idea what you're talking about.
Is there any chance that the 6-game suspension is going to be lessened? Because I do hear some rumors about
Highly unlikely from my understanding, which is a limited understanding.
Okay. The dude from Miami, Luis Arias, batting 400. Last time that happened was when?
I saw, Ted Williams.
Ted Williams.
No one cares about either of those two dudes. Maybe a couple people care about Teddy W, but that was a while ago.
It was a little while ago.
Okay. Anything? Any other stupid?
No, these were all great off the top topics. Do you have any ones that the fans don't care that much about?
Spider-Verse, I needed to touch on. I just had to tell the people how great that was. So we're going to get into the NBA stuff. Before we get into there, LeBron and Kyrie collectively leaking. I'm just going to spend 30 seconds when we're done. LeBron and Kyrie collectively leaking in the middle of the NBA Finals that they want to play together in Dallas. And then a lot of people right now are listening. Oh, that was Kyrie who leaked that, not LeBron. You don't think they were in on this together?
No, this was strategic about LeBron for leverage.
Any single time LeBron's name is in a headline, he knows it's in the headline.
It's very calculated by him.
In respect, as he should. But you just got to understand that people are saying that this is just Kyrie, not LeBron. LeBron knew it was out there. LeBron was fine with it being out there and was fine with the timing. Take a page out of the Adam Silver book where it's just hey, this sucks, but we're going to talk about it in a couple weeks. That's just wait 2 weeks. Let people enjoy this Jokic run. Let people enjoy the hobbled corpse of Himi buckets and just enjoy basketball. That's all I got there. Very upsetting. Very unfortunate to hear that.
Yep.
Okay.
Do you want to talk about Monty now?
That was not what we scheduled. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, Monty, go ahead.
So Pistons, huge sign with Monty Williams. This is a boss move by Tom Gores. He was actually shout out to Jason for telling me. Then I texted Isaac. He FaceTimed to me. Super pumped. Why don't you run with it, kid?
Okay, kid. Monty Williams, the best coach on the market. 6 years, $79 million. Potentially can go up to something like 8 years, $100 million, from my understanding, with incentives and team options. Monty Williams is one of the best coaches in the NBA. There's not a lot of guys you'd want to take over him. You'd probably have Spoelstra over him. You'd probably have Steve Kerr, and maybe that's it.
Maybe Malone.
Well, Malone's getting all the love now, but like 4 months ago, no one's saying Malone.
Yeah.
I don't you want him over Udoka. You want him over Mike Brown, who's the Kings guy, who I love, but I'd rather have Monty. You want him over Nick Nurse. You want him over Ty Lue, who I like a lot. Monty Williams, this is a huge signing. Tom Gores just stepped in, and this was such a surprise to me. I did not think he was just going to go all in. And the people talking about the salary and saying, like, oh, you're paying a coach this much, go ahead.
Who cares? How much do the Pistons pay for natural gas costs? Do you know how much they pay for pop as well?
No, vending machines. I don't know the prices.
Who cares? The guy's a billionaire. If he wants to spend some of his chump change on a coach, great. That's awesome. It's better for us fans. Spend your money, dude. We love it. Doesn't affect the salary cap. Boss move.
Yeah, you summed it up there. It makes no difference. I don't know why people care about coach's salary when just a team that struggled the past couple of years is involved.
Now, if you're like the Cleveland Indians and you don't have enough money to pay...
Guardians.
Oh, yeah, Guardians. Sorry. If you don't have enough money to pay your players, then the coach's salary is relevant. NBA, that's not. They get lots of TV money. Gores makes lots of money from real estate and whatever else he does. Good. Thanks.
Welcome to Detroit, Monty. We'll have you on the pod soon.
Yeah, we should. NBA Finals. Let's jump into it.
Go ahead.
So, Game 3, we're going to do a quick little synopsis of the first 3 games, and then I've got a little bit of stats of the series in total. Isaac probably has more stats on this than I do.
I'm just smarter.
Game 1, Denver obviously exerted their will. They moved it around. They hit open shots, took advantage of their size, their mismatches. They played pretty good D, not great D, for generally 20 of 24 seconds. They oftentimes made some mistakes at the end. Miami missed a lot of open shots, especially by Strauss.
Who?
Strauss.
Not Strauss, dude.
Fatigue, altitude, sure they played a factor. Jimmy was just recovering from the Boston series. Too much reliance on him on defense. But Denver won, Game 1. But Miami could have been there.
Yeah, I'll talk about Game 1.
Yeah, go nuts.
Jokic just had his way. Look, like Game 1 in Denver, first finals game in Denver ever? Is this not their first finals?
This is their first finals, yeah.
Yeah, so the place was bumping. Jokic had his way, 3 field goals attempted in the first half, finished with 27, 14, and 10. He was 8 for 12 from the field. He was awesome. Jamal Murray was terrific. We'll talk about him probably in Game 3 a little more.
He's great.
I wrote down Bruce Brown and Jeff Green were also awesome off the bench. 2 guys I like a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Miami, very hesitant to attack. They had 2 free throws attempted. Look, the refs weren't great, but there was a lot of Miami being hesitant around the rim due to Denver's size and due to Denver's length.
And acknowledge Miami missed a lot of open shots.
Yeah, they shot terribly from the field, terribly. I will say this, 2 free throws attempted. It wasn't like the refs were missing calls down low, but it is a testament into not getting into the bonus and not getting those charges and not getting those handsy fouls that you can call on Bruce Brown anytime you want. It sucks, but it was not a ref show like I think Game 3 turned into. This was a rough Jimmy game. He was clearly very hobbled here, like he is. And Denver's quadruple teaming him really consistently in the paint. That's why he's kicking out all the time, because he's got 4 dudes on him. He's hurt bad, and we're not going to hear about it because that's not how he operates. He may get he probably will get surgery in the offseason. We're probably not going to hear about
Nobody's
it.
going to know about it.
And we knew about LeBron's surgery like a month before it happened.
He went to LeBron James' feet. Did you know that?
We're not talking about that. Strus, Martin, Robinson, Zeller, all were terrible in Game 1. Near unplayable, especially Zeller, Gali. And Dunks was not good in Game 1. People forget. Strus was awful. And Caleb Martin has not been good this series. Game 1, tough game. Nuggets deserved it. Nuggets came out hot. Fans are ready. Respect to Jamal. Respect to Joker.
Okay. Can you tell me a little bit about zombies?
What did you... Just...
They never die.
Okay.
Miami rolls again. The zombie apocalypse took over. Himi played a great game. Bam played a great game. Love actually played some pretty good D. He missed a lot of shots, but there was a lot of fun to watch. They hit their shots. They moved the ball around really well. Denver did not focus on D for 24 seconds. So the problems that started to rear their head a little bit in game one hurt them in game two. And Miami had similar open shots. They just hit them, and they just won. They just stole it.
Yeah, first note I have is Kevin Love. He didn't play any minutes in game one. He started game two.
Yeah.
He had 10 rebounds in 22 minutes. I think he was their leading rebounder. He couldn't shoot, you're right, but his presence was there as a floor spacer, as a big, as a ball mover.
They have to respect him from three.
And he's a playoff guy, and I trust Kevin Love, and I really, really like him. I thought I had a pulse of the game going into the fourth. I usually am pretty good with kind of identifying. I was wrong. I was dead wrong. They were down a lot not a lot, but enough going into the fourth.
I think they were down 15 in the third quarter.
Probably. And I'm like, this is dying. I don't have it on, but and it just kept coming back. So I kind of locked in and started playing a bit. By playing, I mean like I'll stand up and watch kind of intently. 40-14 run. Miami gave up a 40-14 run and still won the game.
Yeah.
Just if you think about the numbers there, it's kind of improbable. Strus started hot, then kind of lost his minutes to Dunks. We should shout out Dunks. Basically just opened the fourth quarter. Was the man. Jokic, again, terrific. Murray, ridiculously big shots in the fourth just to keep him in it and just to salvage Coach Rob's bet that I don't think hit. He's a big Murray 3-bet guy.
Is he?
Yep. The zone allowed Jokic to feast. Took away the two-man game. That's a big thing. The Murray-Jokic two-man game, they're both better with each other. The zone kind of takes that away. Zone's got some cons, but the biggest pro is it eliminates Denver from getting into that two-man action. Here's a good one. I got to shout out Carson Sadler here.
Oh, hey, Carson.
Sunday Night Rec League. I'm not going to talk about it for 5 minutes as you kind of want me to. Sunday night, we're on a good basketball team. And Carson, I love playing with Carson. Great communicator. And by great communicator, it's not just like switch, like, hey, like he just yells compliments mid-game and really obscure ones. So I was on defense, and I had a pretty good rotation where I kind of rotated early because I knew where the pass was going. And I hear from the baseline Carson scream, "Good rotation!" And you just don't hear that a lot. And there was some really good rotations by Miami in game two, so I just had to bring that here. Hobbled Jimmy, orchestrating everything down the stretch, drawing in all the defense. And his defense on Jamal Murray in that game.
Awesome.
Like, people aren't talking about it a lot. I don't know if his ankle is feeling okay because it was not good in game three. But Jimmy was awesome on defense. Like, some of the best defense I've seen in a long time from Jimmy. This is a big game for confidence because Miami needed to know that they can beat these guys. Mm-hmm. And they took a game in Denver. And there was a lot of things. They get a little lucky at times. They shoot well. Denver kind of got cold. Michael Porter Jr., I have no idea what's wrong with him. It worked out, and they outshot Denver in the fourth, and that's not going to happen most nights, but it happened in game two.
Okay, agreed. Let's pop into game three. We're recording on Thursday, so game three was last night. Listen, Joker and Murray, they were just too solid. They won the game. Their two-man just beat them. And listen, the rebound numbers were crazy. 58-33, which is huge. But Isaac was talking about this a fair amount last night. Braden was here. Here's the deal. Some of it, they worked hard on the rebounds. And some of it, honestly, they just got bounces. Right? Like, they just, oh, good rebound. No. It was a terrible shot. It bounced off the floor, and you picked it up on a short hop. That's not a great rebound. But either way, they're a much bigger team, and they outworked them. And that was the difference in the game. Obviously, Jokic just makes crazy shots. He throws up garbage, and it just softly rolls in. He's a freak.
He's him?
Yep. Jimmy stepped up, even though he was limbering. He decided, okay, he physically has difficulty taking Gordon in the hole because Gordon's a beast. He's a big, strong dude. But anybody else, if he was able to find a switch with Murray, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope was a really good defender. He took him to the hole.
Historically, Jimmy has feasted on KCP. That was one of the things going into the series where I knew if he got that matchup. But they really like to hunt Porter. Sorry to jump in. They really like hunting Porter.
Yes, Porter has played small. Listen, I don't think he's going to lose a starting spot. He certainly lost a lot of his minutes. Nuggets are lucky. They've got Brown and Christian Braun. Am I pronouncing that correctly?
No, you got Bruce Brown and Christian Brown. They're both Browns.
Oh.
But they look different and have different names. But their last names is Brown.
Anyway, the Brown brothers, because I think they're brothers, they've got good guys off the bench, which helps them a lot because Porter is pooping on defense and on offense.
Yeah.
But anyway, Jimmy kept it close for a long time. But listen, Nuggets were too strong, and they took it, halfway through the third quarter.
Yeah. Before I jump in on game 3 here, we are 15 minutes in. I will address those on YouTube. Mom is cleaning the floors upstairs, and we were downstairs, and I couldn't get a hat because the hats are upstairs, and the floors were wet. But luckily, I had my cowl in the basement, so that's why
For those of you that are listening on Spotify or Google Play or Apple,
Okay.
how did I do there?
It's fine.
I would encourage you just to pop onto YouTube for a moment to take a quick peek at Youngblood here, because he looks kind of
Be
cool.
careful.
Yeah?
Okay. I thought. Yeah.
He looks cool.
Yeah, I thought you were going to say something that we can't.
No, I'm not saying it's something bad. No ease. Listen, I need to give a shout out to Alex and Lukey for their continued support of the show, their open and honest feedback. There's going to be no E on this episode.
They're a little younger and they don't like the swearing.
And you know what? They threatened to tell my mom.
Yeah, they did. And I said I would tell his mom if he swore. So no swearing this
Okay,
episode.
sorry about that.
Okay. Sorry about that. Sorry about that.
Sorry about that.
Okay. Game 3. Jokic was awesome. Jokic was so good. And Murray's, I alluded to this, one of the best difficult shot makers in the NBA.
Murray?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Porter Jr. is actually on that tier as well. There's guys like Dame.
But wouldn't you have to hit the shots in order to count as a difficult shot?
I know. I didn't have that written down, but
Okay.
like in the regular season, Porter's just a guy, like every time he shoots the ball, it's not open, and he hits it
Yeah,
at a
he
40%
gets
rate.
covered threes. He's fading away and he hits it.
So Jokic is great. Murray, triple-double. It was kind of a sus triple-double, but still, like, two dudes going triple-double, and he was tough. Back to the Jimmy has no help team. We saw this during the Bucks series. This team is back. It's just the Jimmy has no help team, and unfortunately, this isn't a Jimmy that can go for 56 on Drew Holiday's head top. This is a Jimmy that needs some help because he is injured, he is out of gas, and it is the NBA Finals.
Yep.
And if you're not going to get help from your guys, then you're not going to win, respectfully.
Listen, we need to give Bam a bit of credit. Bam's played pretty well this series.
Against Jokic on defense.
Yes.
So let's keep that in mind.
And I think Denver was strategic with that. They're like, okay, Bam's going to score some shots, but we're not going to help out with him at all. And
they're not
they're
helping. Sorry. Look at Bam Adebayo's field goal attempts and touches that he has.
wide open.
They're like three. They're not always wide open, but they're always like in the paint under the net. He'll either get fouled, turn it over, or just go up and hit a layup or a dunk. Like every look he has
Dude,
is
if
right
he
on
can hit a jump hook.
No,
Anyway.
yeah, I know.
Okay.
So the Miami couldn't. They were 31% from 3. They were 11 for 35. Bam was 7 for 21 and was horrendous. And like I said, all great looks. Not 21 hard, right? Like Jimmy's field goal attempts are harder than most.
He's covered.
Jamal Murray's field goal attempts harder than most. Vincent 2 for 10 was awful. Strus 1 for 7 awful. Refs, it was a ref show. Refs were bad. Twitter was letting them know. Refs were terrible. Still, I think a fair officiating. Miami wasn't going to win this game. Jimmy going for 28 is impressive. No lift. Quadruple teams. Not getting any calls around the rim. Still 28 points. Very impressive.
Listen, Miami needs to zombie up again and win tomorrow night. And this is a series. Obviously, if they lose tomorrow night, it's probably done. But don't count those boys out.
Okay, you're right. I probably will, but I've been wrong since Milwaukee.
And the negative stuff has actually been helping them, so you stay on with
I'm
it.
just going to keep betting Nuggets money line, and we'll see what's going to happen. That's kind of where I'm at. You talked about Christian Brown, who was awesome off the bench. That's all I got for Game 3.
Okay, good. We just spent a couple minutes on this topic. PGA and Live Golf got together and combined in some weird type of awful marriage.
Let me just jump in. If you don't care about golf, so everybody listening, fast forward a few minutes, and there's better stuff there. Okay,
Here's the deal. NFL had a merger with the AFL, and that worked out great, right? Joe Namath and a bunch of guys came over. NBA added a bunch of dudes like Dr. J and Artis Gilmore, and that worked out okay. For those of you that are not sure, Jackie Moon and the Flint Tropics, fictional, but some of the other teams from there actually jumped in. Wayne Gretzky actually played in the WHA. They merged with the NHL. Those are all good mergers, made sense. They're not bad, awful dudes. Saudi Arabia is like an awful, oppressive regime. They like kill people for fun. They are like terrible to women. But now the PGA is a good chunk is owned by the Saudis. Bad move. If I'm Rory and I'm Tiger, I'm pissed off. I turned down.
You didn't even explain what happened.
Basically, what happened is PGA went behind everybody's back, went with Live Golf, sit down and say, "Hey, let's be partners."
What's
Great.
Live Golf? People don't know all this
Live
stuff.
Golf was this offshoot little golf league owned by Saudis who paid off a bunch of jerk golfers to say, "Hey, come and play with us." Rory McIlroy and Tiger Woods, two of the biggest names who didn't take the money, like they turned down rumors of $750 million, stuck to the gun, said, no, we're tried and true PGA people. We don't want to go with these terrorists, alleged. Guess what? Well, now they're all tied together. So it's bad. And I worry that this is a precedent. So some Russian oligarch who's a billionaire is going to say, hey, I'm going to start my own little tennis league. Oh, I'm going to start my own little baseball league. And these players are going to say, sure, I'm going to join them. And then they're going to combine together in a year. And we're going to have the worst people on the planet, North Koreans and Russians and Saudis, controlling the leagues that we love. It's bad. I don't like it.
So I'll just say my information here is very limited. I know nothing and I don't really care. And my main thing is, if I'm not super educated on it, I'm not going to talk about it because you guys don't care what I think because I don't know.
You talk to any golfer and this is it this week.
Yeah, so go find some golfers.
Okay, we will.
I want to say, like, you talk about the NBA merger and the hockey sort of merger, or not merger, but like some crossover, right?
Yeah.
The difference there is, like, there's a mass following of those leagues. Respectfully, there's not a mass following for golf.
Not with our followers, but in the world there is.
Analytically speaking, the following that the NBA has and the NFL has is, I don't have the numbers in front of me.
Yeah, absolutely. Much greater than golf.
So that's just kind of where I'm at, is where, like, that mattered because there was, I don't have the numbers, but the attention that was given to that is respectfully likely larger than the golf analytic viewers, right?
Agreed.
I don't know a ton.
We can move on. It's bad.
I just want everyone to be happy, and I don't know if you said anything that I shouldn't air that segment because I'm not educated on it. So I'm just gonna hope you said things that were okay.
Yeah, they were okay.
Because I have no idea if.
There's a lot worse stuff online. Tons worse.
Well, yeah, there is.
But I didn't want to get an E because I didn't want Alex and Lukey to tell Helen, and Helen would scheme on me.
Okay.
Helen's my mom. Hi. Hey, Mom.
Hey, Granny. Now we're going to talk about fictional characters. Do you have any more golf stuff that no one cares about?
Nope.
All right, that's great. Okay. I'll cue this up.
Sure, please do.
I
think I'm on fire. You're the one who's struggling.
I have a Batman mask on. Okay? You don't. I'm Batman. Here's the deal. The characters. So I don't know how this is going to play out. We've got a bunch of character names from movies written down, all of which we like, some of which we want to have a beer with, some of which we want to have on our side in a fight.
Correct. We don't want to fight against them. We want them to be like, oh, the Backstreet Boys are coming to beat us up. We're going to say, hey, I need some help.
So there's no.
I don't think the Backstreet Boys are super tough.
So there's no draft. There's no basket. It's just like people from movies that we like and either want to have a beer with or want to have next to us if we get in a fight. We will talk about the overrated characters. You want to save that for last? You want to do that now? What do you want to do?
Let's save that for last.
Okay. So I'm just going to name a couple characters and say...
Let's go one fight, one beer.
Okay. And there's obviously a lot of these. For example, Luke Skywalker. So I wrote down I want to have a beer with Luke Skywalker, but like he'd be great to have next to me in a fight. I just think Luke's got a lot of stories that I'd like to have a beer with and listen to him. Yeah.
Now, we didn't talk about this, but what I chose to do is I only picked one Star Wars character.
Okay, I think I only have 3.
That's fine. That's a low number. Like superheroes, I only picked a couple superheroes. I could pick 100.
Yeah, I picked probably close to 100.
You picked a few, I would imagine.
Yeah, I like.
Okay, so give us one fight and one beer.
Okay, so beer, I say Luke.
Okay.
He's just awesome. Luke is probably my favorite fictional hero of all time. He's my guy. Fight, I will go... I'm going to go with Po from Kung Fu Panda here.
Oh, that's a good one.
I'm a big Kung Fu Panda guy. And
early in the first show or no?
It's a movie, not a show, dude. It's a trilogy.
Okay,
I'm a Kung Fu Panda guy. No, like you want him in his prime, but he's kind of had a long prime. I wouldn't want him at the beginning. Like, I'd want him when he's the warrior, the dragon warrior.
Okay.
But he also, I want a beer with him too, or have dumplings with Po from Kung Fu Panda.
Who do you want to have a beer with? Oh, Luke.
Luke would be beer. Yeah.
Okay, so I want to have a beer with Ferris Bueller because that's awesome.
How old is he?
He's of age. It's legal.
Okay.
And the first guy, like, there's lots of guys who are tougher than this guy, but I'd like to be in a fight next to Rocky Balboa.
Okay.
That's an easy one.
I wrote down beer for Rocky.
Oh, beer would be good too.
Right?
Although beer's probably with Paulie.
No, Paulie's going to fight me. Rocky's a good... I'll wrap Rocky up now. I have Rocky down for beer because Rocky's my guy.
Which Rocky? From which movie? It's a good one.
Definitely not 5.
No.
Am I having a beer fight?
Fight.
Rocky 4. I think that's when he... no, realistically, it's probably 3. It's probably the end of 3, right?
Clubber. Yep.
Yeah, the end of Rocky 3
Yeah.
is when Rocky's in his prime because he hasn't retired at this point. If I wanted to have a beer with him, it would probably be Rocky Balboa before Creed.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because...
At his restaurant.
Yeah,
Having some pasta, having a beer with Rocky?
yeah, I'd go to Adrian's at Rocky Balboa.
Just to be really clear, because this is important. You can substitute a glass of wine or a scotch if you like.
Or if they're underage, perhaps juice is okay.
Sure, root beer's fine.
I'm a big chocolate milk guy, perhaps chocolate milk.
Apple juice used to be a public juice for quite a while.
Well, apple juice is fire, but we don't have a lot of juice in the house, which is a different topic, which is fine. Because we just make fire smoothies. It's all good. Okay. Beer. Superman.
Whoa!
Beer. Look, I understand you'd say fight, but like, he's the nicest dude ever.
He is the nicest dude ever. He probably wouldn't have a beer. He'd have a non-alcoholic beer.
Well, yeah, and he can't get drunk anyways, but whatever. Superman. Superman is he is my guy.
Okay.
I'd rather sit down with him and hear his stories.
Okay, all right, fair
Not
enough.
Clark Kent. Superman, not Clark.
All right, so I'm going to have... I'm going to be in a fight with Obi-Wan. Because he's
I have
awesome.
that exact one. I fight
Yep.
Obi-Wan.
And I'm going to substitute beer for a glass of wine with the Godfather, Vito Corleone.
So you will die.
Why?
There's no way you get out of a dinner with Vito and not die.
Look at all the people that I have lined up to fight next to me. Vito's awesome.
So this
People respect him so much. Listen, the Lenarduzzi crime family, they got put away quickly. I'm not worried about them. Luca Brazzi's got my back. It's all good.
Okay, that's a good reference.
It is a good reference.
Beer. Dale Doback, Brennan Huff. They go together. The three of us. Do you know who these guys are?
Who? Oh, the Step Brothers.
Step Brothers,
Yeah,
man.
that's pretty
right.
good.
They were some of the first names
yeah.
that came to mind. I don't want them in a fight because we saw what Chris Gardocki did to them. Those who haven't seen Step Brothers, just go watch that. Like,
if you haven't seen Step Brothers, stop watching this episode or stop listening to this episode. Go watch Step Brothers.
yeah. So Chris Gardocki is like this 10-year-old kid who beats him up and makes him like poop, and it's just it's awesome. Like, it's not super advanced humor, but it's really
No,
good.
not super advanced.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, I'm going to have a martini with James Bond and fight with Hannibal Lecter because he's badass.
Okay, do I save my James Bond bit or do I do it now?
You probably have him in overrated.
I do.
Yeah, I knew you would.
Okay, so I'm going to do this bit now. Now, people are probably mad, and I've thought this really
Forever.
After I watched the Bond movies, and I like a lot of the Bond movies. James Bond I've always found extremely overrated. Now I understand, like, people are probably mad. Like, when's the last time you sat down and watched a Bond movie and you're just like, oh man, that's just awesome. That's a great fight. That's a great dialogue. Like,
Casino Royale.
that was 2006, I think.
Yeah,
right?
it's a long time ago.
So my thing with Bond is maybe if I grew up in a different era, I understand that. People just think he's iconic, and I get that. But I do think he's very overrated. I'm not saying he's a bad character. I'm not saying he's a 4 character, and he's rated a 9. He's rated a 9, and he's probably a 6 character. It's kind of where I'm at. Maybe a 6, 5, 7.
Okay.
Not a huge Bond guy. People are probably upset by that, but I feel like I presented some valid reasons.
Have a take. Bring it strong. It's okay.
Did I bring it relatively strong?
You did.
I think he's a little overrated. He's still fine. Okay, I'll go now, or
Yeah.
you go?
You.
Okay. Red for Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah, easy.
I wrote down beer. Red is him. Red is the man.
For sure. So good.
I would actually just go to visiting hours and see him then. Red. Shawshank.
Okay. Obviously, I had red because everybody's got red. I've got fight with Superman because nobody in the universe is stronger than Superman, and he's awesome. And I'm going to have a ginger ale. Actually, no. A cool lemonade with Atticus Finch.
Yeah, that's fine.
You
Yeah.
know I'm a big Atticus fan.
Yeah, overweighted. Whatever, it's fine. Yeah, I knew you were going to say that. That's fine.
Yep.
Beer, Marty McFly.
Yeah, I got more to hear too.
We got to up age Marty a little bit. We just time travel and make it work, but...
But actually I wrote down Marty have a tab because that's what he orders.
Yeah, just give me some of that any sugar. I just watched the Back to the Future movies again, the 3 of them, just for fun. Fantastic. Really, 2 and 3 are actually awesome. Okay? Back to the Future, top 5 trilogy of all time, probably. Back to the Future.
Where do you have John McClane?
I didn't write them down.
Whoa!
Look,
How did you not write him down?
Because everyone knows I'm a diehard guy and everything. Look, I'm a diehard guy, not a John McClane guy. Is kind of where I am, right? I'm a Jimmy guy, not a Heat fan. I'm a diehard fan, not a McClane fan. I love John McClane.
Okay.
but I wouldn't follow him team to team to team.
Yeah, having a beer with John McClane. And who I fight with? Miyagi.
Okay, like, it's depending on who you get, there is an issue there. He's a little older.
So what? Miyagi first one is awesome.
Okay, but he beats up like 4 punks. I'm just saying, depending on who you face, you might need help. You might need Prime Daniel.
Yeah, I got obviously Daniel as backup. And then the girl, what's her name?
I'm not sure.
Sorry, okay. Hugo.
Okay, I want to have a beer with Indiana Jones.
Oh, yeah. How come I didn't have him? That's bad.
Indy's him. New Indy coming out with 82-year-old Harrison Ford. Super pumped for that. Indiana Jones is him.
Okay. I've got a soda with Forrest Gump.
Why soda?
Because I think that's what he would have.
He really likes some pop. Maybe it's Pepsi.
I don't know, but it's from the South, so I'm assuming he just calls it soda. And fight with Legolas, but he's got to have like one of those shields as like a skateboard thing.
Sure, I got to rewatch Lord of the Rings.
Yep.
Sully and Mike Wazowski. I wrote down beer. Do you know who those guys are?
Yeah.
Who?
Sully
Yep.
and Mike Wazowski is not Big Lebowski.
Oh my god, bro!
I don't know, who's that then? Oh, Sully's the Monster Inc. guy. Got it.
Love Monsters Inc.
Isaac likes cartoon stuff a lot more than me. I'm a grown-up. He's evidently not. And I know everybody likes cartoon stuff. Kevin is always talking about all this from Family Guy and Simpsons.
Kevin is him.
I know. Kevin and you are closer buddies than me and him.
Okay, Kevin is it? No, Sully and Mike Wazowski, Monsters Inc. If you actually sat down and watched 2 Monsters Inc. movies, you'd be like, these are awesome. Like, if they were live
Okay,
action...
I'm going to try that again. I'll try it again.
You won't. If they were live action, I'm telling you, you would absolutely love those movies.
Okay.
Sully and Mike Wazowski, go ahead.
I've got Jonathan Bender having a beer.
Overrated.
He can be underage, and that's fine because he's tough. Breakfast Club and fight. I know it's a little stereotypical, but John Wick.
I wrote down John Wick for fight. Just John Wick is one of my favorite fiction. Like, of this decade, non-superhero guys, John Wick might be one.
Okay.
Love John Wick. I will go with Predator here for a fight.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
The first Predator, I love that movie. Predator is awesome.
Okay. Fight. Wonder Woman.
Okay.
Because she's awesome. And Gal Gadot, not sure if I've mentioned her in the past. I find her a little attractive.
Okay.
And then having a glass of milk with Annie Wilkes from Misery.
Yeah,
she's terrible.
Okay, you hit your quota.
Oh, she's bad.
Yeah, hit your quota. Good job.
Yeah.
Groot and Drax. I actually wrote
Oh,
down...
yeah. I looked at that, but I'm like, okay, enough superheroes.
I know. I wrote down actually beer. I'd rather have a beer than a fight with those guys.
Oh my god. They'd be awesome with both of them.
Just, if you're a Guardians or a superhero, just look up like a 10-minute video. Like, there's like a 10-minute compilation of just Drax. Just watch it. Drax is awesome.
So funny.
Go ahead.
Okay, I've got a little bit of mom content here because I did ask her for some feedback on favorite movie characters. She'd want to have a beer with Napoleon Dynamite. I'm good with that. Ducky from Sweet 16. I wouldn't.
Is that Sweet 16 or is that Pretty in Pink?
Sorry, 16 Candles or Pretty in Pink?
Oh no, we don't even know the movie.
We don't even.
I don't even.
No,
think
no,
Sweet
it's
16.
it's 16 Candles.
I don't think Sweet 16's a movie.
I don't think so either.
Okay.
It might be. I wouldn't have that on my list, but somebody that I have on my list, a glass of wine. The dad from Life is Beautiful, Guido Orefici. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. He's a dude.
He's a dude. Captain America. I wrote down beer.
I think the Cap would have a beer with you.
Like, it'd be like, obviously he's great in a fight, but I think I would rather just like, Cap, tell me about like time traveling and all that stuff.
Sure. What was it like in 1938?
Yeah, lots of different things that he couldn't back in. He's in Times Square. Imagine
Brooklyn
that.
getting beat up and yeah.
Captain America, my guy. Sorry for the
Sorry,
superhero.
Brooklyn or Bronx? Where's he from?
He's from Brooklyn.
Okay.
Because Spider-Man's from Queens.
Okay, got it. I'm at to my overrated now.
Okay, I have a few more. I'll hammer it real quick.
Yeah, go nuts.
I wrote down Yoda. Obviously, Prime Yoda would be nice to have in a fight, but I wrote down Yoda for a beer. Just because Yoda is incredibly wise. I think what he can teach me.
Sure, very wise.
Perhaps on Dagobah. I wrote John Rambo. I'm not sure I didn't talk about him.
Oh, how would
For
we
a
miss
fight?
him?
Like,
Yeah.
he's up there. I wrote down The Incredibles, just in case I didn't talk about cartoons enough. Wolverine for fight. Hugh Jackman Wolverine. Get him in his prime. Awesome. Then I wrote down Batman and Spider-Man, because like I have to.
Yeah.
Obligated to. And those are my guys.
Sorry,
Okay.
one more name throughout. Bobby Boucher.
Waterboy. Good movie.
Yeah. Sorry if I missed him. So I got some overrated. Jack from Titanic. Like, I don't know why everybody thinks that Titanic is one of the best movies ever. It's like a skinny guy on a boat hooks up with a rich girl whose husband or fiance is a jerk. and then the boat sinks. That's it.
Yeah, Titanic, was a big deal when it came out in 97. Made a lot of money.
I never thought it was that good. It's entertaining. It's well done. I get it, but
It's James Cameron, and anything James Cameron does, people are going to go nuts about. I have a different Jack written down. Jack Sparrow.
I agree with you.
I'm not a Pirates guy.
I haven't watched much of it, but still, I don't get it.
And it's probably a little hereditary, and that's why I probably haven't watched a lot of Pirates.
Probably.
Just because when I was a kid, it was like, okay, Spider-Man, the original Spider-Man for the 79th time, or Pirates of the Caribbean for the first time. And I was fine with Spidey.
Or completely inappropriate movies to show an 8-year-old.
Like Temple of Doom.
Temple of Doom for $100, please.
Shout out Uncle Dante for that.
Yep.
So Jack Sparrow, I'm not a Pirates guy. I will. This is a very brief pirate story that you will like. Grade 8, Muskoka Woods. I don't know how long the drive is. Do you know?
To Muskoka, it's probably about 5 hours or so.
So it's not long, and we kind of had murmurs of like we could bring a movie, and the bus will have a movie, and we can play a movie. And I think I brought Space Jam. I think that was the one everyone was like, Space Jam's great, and we got kind of everyone to agree. So I think I brought Space Jam, and a good buddy of mine, Shadow Caden Faust. He's a big Pirates guy. If he's listening,
He is?
Yeah, and he's gonna be so mad if he's listening. I'm actually gonna tell him to listen.
He needs to listen.
So he brought some Pirates movie, and they're all super long. And I took like 17 naps during the 5-hour trip.
Just kept waking up and it's still on.
And every time it was the same movie, and it felt like the same scene every time. And everyone was just super upset. And we watched Pirates. Like, it's probably like a 3.5 hour. Because I don't know if he played it behind the scene. I don't know. It was Pirates the whole trip. Everyone was miserable. And that's the last time I watched Pirates of the Caribbean. I was 12.
Okay, that's a good story.
Thank you.
Overrated, Harry Potter.
Oh, good take. I don't know why I didn't write him down.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Run with it.
Okay, he's a good little magician guy. Wizard guy.
He's a fraud, Luke.
Oh, he's a fraud. Luke would kick his butt in just about anything. So, sorry, Harry. Like, you're okay, but you should not be on anybody's top list. And people who name their children and dogs and everything after, get over it. It's kind of like the Star Trek nerds from the 70s and the 80s, and I was entertained, but like I didn't go to conventions. It's those people's children are like, oh, Hermione is my favorite. I want to grow up and be Hermione.
She's fake.
She's a wizard girl, so you're going to be Hermione?
Like, people, like, I can be Batman. Batman is an attainable lifestyle.
That's a realistic goal. Rambo, it's realistic.
Rambo's tough, but I can make it work, right? Like,
Yep.
Predator,
You
that's
probably got to
tough.
start working out a bit more.
I'm Batman. I also need to inherit something, right? Like,
True.
look,
I'm not passing much down to you, sorry.
so to be Batman, that's attainable. It's not too out of the ordinary to be Batman.
Okay.
My last overrated, I'm glad you said Harry Potter. My buddy Omar is a Harry Potter guy. We've
Sorry,
made fun
Omar.
of him forever for that and other things. Overrated, anyone from Fast and the Furious.
Oh, that's a good one.
Any character you present me, I will say they are overrated. I've watched maybe 2 minutes of Fast and Furious of all like the 15 movies. I don't think I'll ever watch it. When I want to watch stupid action, I put on an action like...
Watch Braveheart for the 78th time.
Yeah, that's not stupid action, but yeah, I get what you're saying. I'm not a Fast and Furious guy.
Okay. Anybody from Fury Road, but I wrote down Charlize Theron because Charlize Theron is awesome, great actress.
Yeah, she's sweet.
Super hot. Like, she's great. But Fury Road was just that. Like, bad guys do weird things driving down a road. That's it. Way too much hype on that.
I'm not a Mad Max guy. Yeah, I agree.
And Neo from Matrix. Again, there's a whole cult following for Neo. Okay, he makes fast moves, but that's it. I don't think he's that great a character. Overrated.
Unfortunately, I agree right on here. I'm not a Matrix guy, but I am a Keanu Reeves guy. So I don't. Yeah,
I like Keanu too, but
John Wick.
Yeah.
He's John Wick.
for sure. Okay, thank our fans. Listen, we appreciate the support. Please keep sending us the love. I'm going to get some more good Isaac content to put on the Truth
Is that even
Instagram
me? Oh,
feed.
you're just going to record me striking fools
Oh,
out?
I got a really good video of Isaac throwing a curveball that pretty much a guy pooped his pants when he threw it. It was good, so I added that content. So I'm going to try and get some more of that content to put online.
Where can they view it?
On Instagram, The Truth with T and I.
Correct.
Yes. If you don't follow us on Instagram, what are you doing? You should follow us.
Follow us.
But only special people get to follow
No, okay.
mine.
No one, just wrap it up. Say bye to the people.
Okay. Bye, people. Have a great night.